Hello and welcome to Go for Games, where I go for great games, bring them back to share so that you can decide if they've earned a spot at your tabletop. My name is Lane LeBaron, and I'm excited to share this game with you today. Betrayal on the House of the Hill, or just Betrayal. This game's been around for a little while, with the second edition, now the third edition, which I'm reviewing. I'm kind of reviewing all of them. They have all the same rules, and there's also a legacy version of this. Um, this game is fantastic. It's a cooperative, choose your own adventure in a horror film flick type of world that is changes every time you play. And so replayability is fantastic, but it's hard to get to the table sometimes, mainly because it is a niche. You have to have 12 plus age group to play this game because there's a lot of reading, a lot of maybe I wouldn't say adult content, but it is definitely scary and wouldn't be for young individuals. And the older generation doesn't really enjoy this game very much either, as they usually go for games that are have rules that are clearly defined. Whereas this one kind of has rules that are defined, but they will change based upon what storyline you go into. So let me explain a little bit about what that means. You are a group of explorers that have decided to go and explore this haunted mansion. And as you're exploring this haunted mansion, you will be flipping cards based upon which floor you're on, whether you're on the basement, the ground, or the attic. As long as it's highlighted on the top card that you're in the draw pile, then you would flip this over. So in this one, if I was on the ground floor of the attic, then I would flip this card over and it would reveal that I just have discovered the specimen room. And when I go to this room, there will be an icon on it that will show a couple of things. There will be either an event, which means it could be a random event of anything that happen, could benefit you, it could detriment you. It just depends on what card you draw. You draw a card that's an item card, which would be another symbol. Um, and you'd gain an item card that would help you with certain skill sets, or an omen card. And this is an omen card with this symbol. And when you draw an omen card, that would be a time where you would gain a fantastic item, but also have to perform what's called a haunt roll. And as you perform a haunt roll, if you end up rolling dice based upon how many omens have been revealed so far as you've revealed the mansion. And if that result lands in a 5 or greater, then the haunt will start, and then you would end up reading a section or a storyline which would define who is the betrayer and who's the group, and what your objectives are. And so, depending upon what those objectives are, will determine what type of game you're playing. The event or the story is based upon the omen. So if I ended up getting a dog omen, then you'd look at the dog and whatever room, the specimen room that I revealed, and that would determine which scenario you would end up playing. And so huge replayability. It's never the same, and it's so fun to go through the stories. It's so fun to cooperatively work together and to really kind of get to know your character and just really feel immersed in the game. That's what I love about this game, and I played this game to death. It's one of my favorite games out, mainly because of the replayability, and I do land in that demographic of being a little bit older, and I really like choose your own adventure. And so if that's something that you would really love, I would strongly recommend looking into Betrayal. It's really, really good. Um, so what are the differences between the editions? I'll be really quick because I like to try and keep these under 5 minutes. Second edition, you're going to have great storylines. The bad part about it is that you're going to have a lot of pieces. And so that can be kind of convoluted when you're trying to set up the game in the haunt. Also, the tiles aren't quite as beautiful as the third edition. They're a little more dark, and you can't quite see, like, is this a door, or are there windows in this room, or things like that that may define certain events. Um, they're also a little bit more durable, though, on the tile pieces. Like, these are a little more flimsy, and they're not quite straight on the third edition. That's something I don't like, but love on the second edition. But the thing I hate about the second edition is that these little dials to determine what your skill sets are really crappy, whereas the third, they really fix it, and you're able to adjust them very well, and they're quite durable. So I really love that. Some things that change between the editions. The haunt rolls are different. You're not able to steal in the third one. Your turn ends right when you see a room on the third edition, which it doesn't in the second. And Dead Explorers, they actually leave corpses in the third edition and all of their items, and so you can pick those up. If I was to pick between the two, I like the third edition just a tad bit better and love the Legacy edition because if you are willing to get a group together that will play through basically 11 scenarios and go through that whole storyline, it's the best of the best. The story is so good. It does change based upon what you're doing. The items change if you put your sticker on it. There's cards that will affect you if a certain event happens and so forth. But I would strongly recommend that if you the most if you have a group that would be willing to do that. If not, then I would stick with the third or second editions on based upon what you think is best and what I said the pros and cons were. That is Betrayal. If you have a chance to play it, do so. You won't regret it. It may be one of the best tabletop experiences I've ever had. And yeah, give it a try. Thanks so much for your time. If you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. And happy gaming.